Welcome back to our retro weekend and our Settlers 2 playthrough. Last time we did the first, I think they call it chapters in this first chapter. So let's get on to our second chapter, initial contact, and let's say play. We're going to reach the second island. It appears to be inhabitable. It's got tools belonging to the good old Torturers is slowly being used up. We desperately need metalworks to make new tools. Well, probably don't actually. Because this is a history version and they updated it for modern resolutions and things like that. We press the Z key and then we can actually see right. Let's have a look to see what we've got. Absolutely no tools. We've got some shields and things, stuff. We've got enough food and everything. We've also happened to have some privates. And, well, you know, it's not about making tools, but I disagree with that because there's 15 woodcutters here and things like that. So let's start. We'll put this sawmill because we're going to obviously have to convert things. Where's the sawmill? There we go. We'll put the sawmill there. We'll also put. We need to be really, you know, decently. Well, if I can work out my fingers. Woodcutter there. I'll get there in the end. We're going to have some sort of barracks here, but let's just worry about that in a minute. That can go to here. That can then come to here and then start building this. No, I'm gonna. Can I really get this round? No, I can't really get it round. Because of all the buzzers in the way. I suppose I could do it through this way. I want this going a certain way because that way it's all going to go to the sawmill, even though you would want it to go this way, really. I'd rather have it going that way. We also want to start bashing out this quarry as well faster, so we can get that done. We can send that round because that doesn't really want to go in a different direction, so that's fine. We've also got a mining area here. So, because there's a mining area now, this particular level, strange enough, because obviously I'm more of a I would say a fan of Settlers 1 than Settlers 2. I think this is the first time, like I said recently on the channel, this is the first time I've actually ever played it. Do it that way. The 2 version. So I found out I couldn't understand why. As you can see here, we got some swords and shields. Well, they can get converted into soldiers, but unbeknownst to me, in this 2 version, there's definitely two things that have been sort of added. Now, we knew from the first one we got wells. Now, I assumed the well was only ever used for, like, say, the pig farm, something like that. I didn't realise. Now, I saw it there, and I did mention it in before when I was playing it a couple of days ago, that there's also a brewery. Now, I didn't realise in this that you need the brewery for basically the soldiers won't be a soldier if they don't get some beer. That was never in the first version. So that's something I'm like, I don't understand, why are they not? What have I done wrong? Anyway, I hadn't done anything wrong. It was just basically that. Now this is the window. It's a little bit different, and it's not in the same place because on the original one you would press and you would go to next and you would see it. That confused me as well, and it looks a bit different. So we've got what we want I don't know them plebs, but I think they call them helpers. I don't know what the right wording is called, but this is where we want them to be knights or be soldiers as here. So we've got this at high, fair enough. We've also got these two here. One is attacking, and one is I can't remember what this is for again. I researched it 2 years ago, and now I've forgotten what the name is. The box was really tiny to work it out what it was saying, what it was. Also, these two, it's do you want to send out the weakest or the strongest or that sort of thing, and also this means when we get the soldiers coming out, do we want them do we want that's it, do you want the hardest to be sent out, do you want the weakest to be sent out, and defending, do you want the weakest? It's got two things in this. So if they come and attack you, do you want the hardest to be sent out, or do you want the weakest to be sent out first? And then also on attacking, do you want the hardest or the weakest? So that was separated out. I don't think it's, as far as I'm aware, it's not like that in the first person. I'm waiting for all this to start getting going anyway, so this is why I'm talking about it now. Then we've got these three. This is the closest to, let's say, an enemy, if you like, and then it's the closest to this if there's no enemy around. So you get a white flag, and I'll go through it. You can't see any flags because we need a barracks for this. These other things, is it a guard post and is it an outpost? There's not a guard house and a watchtower, and then there's a fortress, but we haven't got to the fortress yet, which is the big. It's basically a massive barracks, and that's what you really want. So anyway, I'll put some geologists down. Now we're gonna need to make some room for obviously food as well, but we'll probably have to push ourselves out. We can also press S, which I didn't know whether it was in the first version or not. Again, to see how this is really doing, and obviously it's we just wait. I think it's not doing anything yet, but it just might be a new building, and we just keep an eye on it. Sometimes if they're really close like that, they just don't want to do anything. Although I don't know whether they can countermand each other. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh no, we've got a stonemason coming out now. And I can press the V button to go faster, just to get us going. We'll keep an eye on the geologist as well. Right, so we got iron there. Well, like I said, we're going to need water. We need also the water for the pigs. I don't normally do a pig farm, but I think in this we'll concentrate on doing something like that. But we're going to have to get beer going. And apparently we found ore and we found water. Now, obviously, water's going to be important to have. Let's I think we can do this. Yeah, let's get another one out and see if we can find where coal is. Coal and iron are one of the most important ones, apart from like gold. But gold is you can still deal without gold, but you can't deal without the ore. That's iron ore and coal because you needed to make a hammer or tools or this. Oh, now that's good. Now we've got to. Now we've found the. We can actually do a mine. We could do a mine here as well. It would have been nice to do that one, but what I don't want to do is that one. So we'll do this one. We'll get this going, and then we'll figure out a better place, a better line. Take some of this out and see if we can get a smelter in, and we need a. Yeah, I'm trying to think what they've got them now. Let's have a look. It's in the two. So yeah, so we need a smelter and we need an armory. That's it. We've also got this, which we have not got yet, unless it comes under one of the other ones. Nope, can't see it. There's the well. There's the slaughter mine, bakery, smelter, mint. Mint is to do gold. I can't see the brewery yet, so that means we wouldn't be able to make beer. There's quite a lot, you know. They've got them going. We might as well get this going, and they're gonna really get on with that. I'm gonna do another woodcutter. Oh, I'll put the thing there. Because the faster I can get rid of this to start, you know, the faster I can start to think about moving out as well. Is that as far? That'll be as far as enough I can get to the barracks. Let's get a barracks in there and see. It says initial contact. I was thinking it was called first contact then, but that's Star Trek. But I didn't need to worry because I had, as you can see here, I got 12 woodcutters, and I've got another 3 stonemasons as well, and I've got farmers. Even though I haven't got any tools in here, the boats, if you're not too sure, are the like going over water, which you'll know the ones that need to go that have a boat where the flag I'll change. I think it's to like a blue and it's got like an anchor on it. Again, that was slightly different. I don't think that was in the first version. Yeah, we got the woodcutter's wood in. He's doing well here. Also, I can press the S and then work out once these reducing themselves. I'm gonna know. As you can see here, these are not doing too bad now. The sawmill is a bit different because obviously if it hasn't got the wood going in, which it has, I mean we could have got a double sawmill really. If we'd have looked at the we have got a fisher as well, so we could get some. We're on mill. I'm trying to find the sawmill. It's usually with a saw, but unless that's carpenter. I wonder if he comes under the carpenter. Yeah, there we go. So this is the icon. And obviously this is the thingy for it. So that tells us, like we say here, we know that then is that. Like I said, this really, it's spiritual home, isn't it? Well, not this one, but this, like I said in the first version, was never released on the Amiga. But Settlers, the first Settlers, I played that so many times. I never finished all the chapters, if you like. I was trying to think what you call them, levels or whatever. Only I think it was 2018 before I finished every one. I decided because I was normally off at Christmas at work, and I decided to play them pre-Christmas, and I went through all. I think it was all 20. Was it 22? It might have been even more. I know one of them was a really difficult one, where you had to do it a certain way, and you were in this. I wouldn't say a canyon, but you're in there. I think it was like level 22 or something, and that took me a few attempts. But yeah, let's put this on a bit. Now you can see. Now you see our soldiers coming out. But we need to obviously keep doing this, and this will give us our area. It just looks like mostly this here is, the edge of the map. Here we go. We advanced sort of distance, and nothing came across a countryman. So let's. Oh, here we go. That's pretty good. Now we've got what we have got. I think in this version we didn't. Again, something that I noticed. We've got this scout. Send out a scout. Let's just send out a scout. That will potentially allow us to see a bit further. I'm not saying it will, not saying it won't. But that's just terrible. I'll put a flag here. I'll send another scout out there and get rid of this flag. And we'll see if we can see some, because obviously if we don't, we only at the moment we're only using the barracks to be able to push ourselves forward. We got some more wood cut in here, so that's good. I'll use the barracks again. Excuse me. Wood cutting. Yeah, see, he opens everything up just to. He doesn't open it up that much, but at least he opens it up something, you know. We got a little quarry stuff there. The soldering. They're still working at about 100%, so that's perfectly fine. Even though I've got this barracks, I might actually not bother with that. I might actually do the wood cutting, because obviously that's a lot of wood. Yeah, see, it's pushing on here. Now remember, we've got to get a well going as well. Well going. We found the ruins. So we've got some ruins. There we go. So we are going in the right direction. So we'll keep going in that right direction. There's a ruins there, then that's what we want. Let's put like I said, we've got enough wood cutters, so we might as well use the wood cutters as we can. And it's clearing the area, so we're going to need to clear the area for the farm, but then we have to make sure that the pig farm has also we've only got so much food as well. That's from the bakery, and that's from the ham, which is from the pig for the pig farm. Was the Alan all knows about buildings trade? We found the ruins of a mighty fortress for extremely construction. So we've got a. Oh, there we go. See, that's the fortress. So that's the biggest military building in the game. You can't get any bigger than that. It's a big fortress. That's all I can say. Now our scouts are going pretty far out, so we know where to go. Like I said, that wasn't in the first version. We are doing quite well on. We're not going to worry about stone. for sure. We got stone, what I call stone for days. I'm trying to push out as far as we can. We may get the, somewhere in here. These will obviously go. The barracks. I quite like to do like the military as far as I can, make it as far as, let's say, further up. You cannot build another, like I said before, you can't build another military right close to another one. It has to have a certain amount of gappage, should be like. And this is going to take a little while to obviously go down. Is that probably is going to be the furthest that I can actually. Now we've got a guardhouse. Now we've got a guardhouse that I think goes out even further. Yeah, we got some other trees here as well. I don't know what they're. Is it orchard trees? We could do. It probably would pay. Bearing in mind, we want the more better. If we're having to have a go at these, we want the barracks to be close, and then use the guardhouse. Also, in that, contain the buildings plans for a watchtower. Oh, there we go. Which is the origin of these structures. We built them there. So we've got. I'm trying to skip through the sort of the early bits of that sort of thing, because it's only the normal stuff. If we go, well, we can't really do it there. I can do it here. The watchtower should now we see. Now we've got the brewery. This will allow us to train the soldiers, which is obviously, like I said, we didn't have that in the first version. So once this is up and running, which it is up and running now. So I'm going to. They're sending food up there, and I'm taking this back. We've got the coal coming in, as we can see. It's only got a little bit of ore, but that'll do us. I'm going to try to clean up this now, and you'll see why in a minute. That's see what space. I see what I mean. So now we've got space for an iron smelter. We may not need it in all this, but it's always good to have. And I'll put them. They go into the same path. Then we can just get military in here. We've got a couple of options. We might be able to do two actually, which is pushing the boat out quite substantially. But yeah, we'll bash out the two. We may not have enough to cover the two, but it's good to get the two if you can get the two. And then we'll do that. So we've got the smelter will convert and get us iron. That then will take coal. So they both need coal. So really we could do another coal deposit, really, if we're going to run this as a double. Because coal, obviously, will run out because it's been used twice. It's being used for the smelter, but it's also being used for the armory as well. Yeah, we've just got to take this down as fast as we can and get some space in the game. I'll now just clear that off and see if we got. Yeah, see, we've got another place for. Well, we have to move out with the barracks, so we know which way we're going. Obviously, like I said in the first version, you wouldn't be able to do that. What we've just done, and they didn't, as far as I'm aware. I know it's been a few years since I played it, but That'll do. It doesn't really matter on the barracks itself. I've got to move out this way, and I've got to try and get. We know, like I said, we've got a watchtower here, so it clearly is this area. Or it could be that area. It could be one of the two. That we're trying to find this initial contact. It does take a little while to get going in this game once you've, when you normally, play, say, the. It may happen still in this one, in later ones. You would tend to be able to put your headquarters anywhere in a certain area, and it would have to be the large one. But obviously, in this chapter or this two, you've got a set place. It may open up, obviously, in like I said, in later in the games. I know 2D. What always gets me is people, these days, and this is to the younger generation in a lot of respects. They don't like the 2D graphics. Let's just. I think this is the one here. Let's push this up and see if it starts to push more. I suppose it wouldn't actually, thinking about it, because if you look at the white now, I was saying before, if you look at this, they've not found anybody. In other words, they've not found another race. When you get another race, there's two. That's no race. Then you'll get a stripe, if you like. No, it's not a stripe. It's a line. That means that's the lowest from the border of the contact that you've got. The enemy, if you like, and then you've got a cross, which is the closest. And because I put the let me go back again. I'd say I always go into there because I'm so used to going into there. Because I put this up, there's no contact. So this, in a sense, doesn't do anything. Now, you could put this up and they would come out and, make themselves strong here. Cutting's going okay. We've got... That's still at 100%. They'll only go so far. Obviously, we got a lot of trees here, so we're going to need to bash out that. We're also going to need to get the quarrying going here, so we'll concentrate on the quarrying there to give us some. I think we've got enough. Let's have a look at our stonemasons. Yeah, stonemasons. Have we got enough stonemasons? I don't know. I always thought it was called something else, but the quarry is actually the name of the thing, but they call them the stonemasons, don't they? So that'll clear that. We could really do with sorry about the horsey voice. This usually happens for me earlier in the morning, but I haven't been sleeping very well these past weeks or so. So I sort of been grabbing sleep where I can. Where I can go to like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning and then sleep for 10 hours, 12 hours, and then just, carry on. As it's early evening here, this precise moment while I'm recording this, it's just about 5:30. Right then. So this obviously, I must have missed doing the thing. So we got quite a far, quite a far. That doesn't. Is that even a word? Quite a far. Quite a far. Quite a far. Just two words put together. Quite a far. I quite like that word. I might have to use that. It saves using excess wordage, but then I've just explained it, so that's probably it really doesn't make much of a difference now. We've still got enough. Our sawmill's going like the Milio, obviously. Now, as you can see, we're getting a smelter. We've got the coal, and we've got a little bit of ore. So obviously that'll go in there, and hopefully we'll be able to get that going. I'm keeping an eye on it now. This could go because it's got no yep, dig up the road and get rid of that. So that's cleaned up that. Now we've got obviously the well here. So we've got to until this is clear. We've got a bit more. We could almost, we could just see here. The quarry will be okay. The woodcutter here may not have any more the room anymore. It may not get to these, so that'll be another one out of the way. These will probably, as you can see here, now we're getting this to 35%. We know that this is good. This is definitely not gone anymore because what it does is it reduces itself over a period of time. I think we'll push out. We've got that one there. I think the best idea would be if we want to push out quite far, is to use the guardhouse in this instance, and then we'll put another flag there to get this built quite fast. Because we've got, as we say, we've got 27, so that's okay. We want to get this going. I'm trying to get as far out as I can for obvious reasons, because the further you can get out, then obviously more land you can get out. But obviously, I'm trying to clear the land, which is unusual in this game. You do tend to get a bit of a plot, but as I said, I started obviously the series and I started the series on version 1 and obviously I never played. Like I said, I never played this 2, so I'm learning some things that 1 didn't have. Like the brewery, for an example, or like the well. They're the biggest things, and that's what I said. I played it a couple of days ago for the channel, and I could not understand why I could not get these to come out. And I'd set everything up, and I said, "Why the hell?" And then I had to go research. And I said, "Oh, I didn't realize that's what the brewery was for." Because I'm obviously working it out on the old version, if you like. That's going down, so I think this is going to be going as well. Obviously we got the wood cutting there, so we've still got enough wood cutting to be able to do it. We'll actually probably send them down here, even though that's probably not going to be used. It's a bit not too bad. Let's put the having to, sometimes you don't want too many of these, and depending on how you want to run it. I'll now take off that, and I think we'll run it from here. I think it'll be a better way, because obviously it can go, and then it's not. We're going to be getting rid of some of this anyway, so. Like I said, that's definitely going down as well. And it's probably a decent thing to just get rid of that. We're going to mess with this line as well, because obviously this will be going. We're just waiting for the building here. Now, as you can see here, we've now got the, we've only got one armory going. But obviously this is going to take a little time to get going. Which will start increasing the... It's the coal that's mainly the thing that's the problem. Because obviously the coal's using the smelter and it's using the armory. So we are using it up quite substantially. And that, if we could get rid of this maybe, as a better way of, we might be able to, that's a coal as well. Let's, can we? No, we can't. So it doesn't really make much of a difference, but still. I'll send him round there then. We need to obviously get the let's send the barracks that way. That way, it's a bit. Doesn't really matter, but it was a bit neater. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's just trying to clean up these. It makes them flow a little easier. Obviously, this one's going to there, but it's still going into the sawmill. And as you can see, the road is getting darker because that's obviously used more. Soldiers are coming in. I'm starting to get a decent amount of room here. So that's good. And then we'll obviously put the pig thing. But I assume the brewery needs... I'm going to assume the brewery needs water. Now, I know it's a big assumption, but I bet you that's what it's going to need. I'm going to send the geologist out again here to find out where the well's going to be. I like this area for the brewery because it could have the water coming straight down. Now, it's going to have it for the piggery as well, so we need a decent bit of space for the... let's just delete all this. That gets rid of... Oh, we just got another one. Water found. That's good. So that might be the place to have... Well, we want it a bit further off because when I build this, that won't be able to be built there. So that's the only problem with this. Now, obviously, we could also get a second smelter in here. Which may be maybe not a bad idea. And then I would link that to that one and that to that one. I'm going to wait till the send a call down because I don't want to get rid of it while he's walking. If he's not walking with something now I can link the two together. Then I'll link that coming back here. So it's not really that much more walking. And we'll get this built. And then we've got two running. We might as well have got to two. We've got two coal mines. We haven't got two ore mines, though. And obviously that ore mine is technically going to have to put its ore backwards. But that's how it rolls. Let's have a look at S and see how we're doing. That's at 20. That's at 20-something%. So it clearly cannot get much more. No, that can't get much more either. I think this is probably struggling. There we go. That's a nice bit of. Let's do the guardhouse here as well. Obviously, it allows us more military. There and there. This is a good bit of space. I think this is where the pig farming, I think, because this is going to go and this is going to go. And I've got a nice bit of room here. Because obviously that and that You know, I could obviously get rid of that, but this would take this down, and there's no space here. Let's look at S. Yeah, this is definitely going now. This is at 100%, so he's still on there, but I don't think he's I don't think he's got any room to do that. I'm gonna wait till this E comes through, and then I'm gonna do a new path for this. Because if I cut it off, he'll probably turn around and go back again. There we go. Get rid of that. A nice, well, straight line-ish. Not exactly a fast line because that's a red part of the road, but it'll have to do. And we'll do the idea is to do the wheat farm if we can find where the wheat farm is. Farm up here. Then the piggery down here. Now we do need a. I'm not really happy about that. Probably I'm all right with that, but I'm wanted to. I like to get when I'm playing this game. Is I like to get the things in line if I can, or send them like here to send them on to the next thing that they need to do. Otherwise, you've got roads, and then they've got to pass. They've got to, pass it around and send it here and there and everywhere, and it's just a debacle then, and you're trying to, do a logistic nightmare. They're still 100%. They may be able to what? They'll certainly be able to get that too, so that's not going too bad. I'll definitely. I think this is definite for the brewery. So we'll get that built because that needs to be built. Like I said, I think it needs water. And I can't obviously get the water in here, but I can send a geologist to see if I can get some water around here. We're just waiting for this to sort itself out, and then I might be able to. I suppose I could put it a little further up. Again, the trees are relatively in the flipping way, so we'll bash out the trees. And that'll help the situation. It still won't prevent me putting a farm in here. It's probably a little bit close because you need a certain area for the farm to be able to work okay. That's still doing it 100%. Obviously, we need to wait for these ruins to go, and they go over a period of time. So that's why I thought I'd get rid of that quick as possible. This one can go as well. This one's not got anything towards to it as well. To him. Yeah, see, we're getting more space. Let's do the butchers here. Because it's a 3. The butcher baker mastic make. Well, they call it a slaughterer in here, but it's still a butcher. And I'll get that made because that's a nice line. Because we'll go from the like I said, we need the water as well. So we need the need a well going. So we might as well have like I said, the well going into the brewery. Now, obviously, the well we may try and get a geologist. Oh, he's come himself over. Come over a bit more. It's because of the water and obviously the water here that we get in this water situation. Let's speed this up and see what we can achieve here. Right, as you can see here, now we've got now we've got enough room. We're gonna need the piggery, but we're gonna need enough room. I think if I put it up here, I know this is here, but if I put the farm as up, far up there as possible, and then we line this with the piggery. Where are you? Oh no, it'll be a 3, won't it? Because that's what they are. Oh, we got the fortress as well now. So the fortress can be built, so we can actually get some decent. Oh, do that there. Oh, that's all right. It'll go around this way. So that'll go there. We'll send this on to the. So we send a piggery onto the slaughterhouse because obviously the pigs get caught up and they'll go into there. We send the wheat into there. Now the only thing that we haven't got, which actually works out quite well there, is the well. Now at least it's very close to it. It could have been, maybe it could have been maybe over there. I'll ditch that for now because I could send this through to get water. And we definitely need that. And obviously the brewery needs the wheat. Now I understand the wheat's here, but it will travel. Sometimes we got to travel. I mean, in some respects, I could do another wheat farm here, really. And send that, like, make this a bit bigger. That would, as long as we can take out this quarry here, this bit of stuff. They are sort of taking it out. We want this out. I think that's 2. In other words, they'd have to go 2 more times to take that out. This is still at 100%. Obviously, this is not. This is not. So I'm going to take the thing that this is going to have to go. So we'll get rid of these out of the way. And that's gone. That's cleared that up. Obviously, we can't clear the barracks. So we clear the barracks and clean everything out. We are now waiting for this to do. Again, we still haven't found anybody. I'm going to wait till he can walk. You know, this is built and get some people in it. So we're not doing too bad. Like I said, I don't think that thing that I'm pressing the S was actually in the first version. I might have been wrong. So I'm cutting the hell out of these. It gives us more room for that. This is in the way, really, but it's far enough away to get a decent spread of wheat. Now, I think in this, maybe the second version, it's a bit tighter. They don't spread out so far. The wheat farm wants a lot of space. So the much space you can give it, like this isn't too bad, but don't forget once they go, and you've got some 2s here. I know we try to keep like a straight line if I can, and have this going, you know, into here. But obviously, that wasn't fully possible unless I've got a better one here. No, it's still just terrible. So, well, cancel that. And so it's still not great, but it'll do. Here we go. So we've got so we're definitely close to, we've got expanded our territory, so we're definitely close to some sort of ruins. And can I just put a post here? Because we can see now that we're getting close to the them themselves. So now I'll put a scout out, and that'll give me some, yeah, because we've got this, I don't know, don't come here, blah, 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 we're going to have you. Right, so the well's built. We're going to get enough water. So, yeah, so we just need to, I assumed that's what it was going to be. I had no idea what the brewery would want. But it does make sense that it would, yeah. So we got one more. Once this is done, these will go. That might give us a lot of land. You can see here that I could maybe send I could maybe send the. Well, I'd probably. I mean, this would be a prime example to get a guardhouse. It's not great because it's quite far away to really what we want, but it's going to open this land here, which means if this can be taken down, I could get another farm to the brewery. Obviously, it's got zero because it's not doing anything. It's got the where, it's got that. Now that'll convert these into, we're already getting. This isn't doing much, but that's why I've got the second one going. And obviously it'll pass these out. Now I've got no R as well, so that's the Achilles heel. But I suppose I could try for another one here, and obviously it's going to be quite expensive as well. It'll be expensive on food, so we need to get the food going. So there's the slaughterhouse done, and it only needs the pig, and there's nothing else needs to be here. Then we got the piggery. Then obviously the wheat farm. The wheat farm it is a building that does take a long time to build. So that's another thing. I could redesign some of this to be able to get that, but I'm going to wait till this is built. Again, this is going to cut this down quite. We've only got this, and then that'll open up it'll use this land here. He's scouting, yes. So we've got these here. So we know that if I take this no, I didn't want to do that. Take that down, that's it. How far can I get up here? Now, we can have the fortress. Let's put the fortress down. Might as well. Obviously, there you see. So as I got closer to water, we got the little, the little anchor sign. This is obviously a decent, place. The fortress is an expensive one to build, but obviously it'll give us now. If we can get this running, we'll be increasing these as well, and then we'll get our. We haven't got any gold in this, unfortunately. We're still waiting for. He's cutting this. This must be the next one. I've got enough boards or logs. Well, I haven't got any I've got 25 logs. That's not too bad. We've got when we open up this, we can also cut this down. And obviously, you could do a forester like we did in the first chapter. But we just need to get these out. Once we get them out, then I'll clean this up and get the well here to the thing, and it won't need to send the water because it's only a cheap building, and it only needs a help. Well, the helper or the whatever. So we know here that this is what it needs. This is what it produces. Again, I think that was slightly different in the first version. I may be wrong. Yeah, now he's coming out. You know that he's going to go there because it's the only one that's close enough in the area. The difference between I think the forester will go slightly out of its area to plant the forest. I may be wrong there, but the cutter and the quarry will do. The woodcutter and that will go out of its area to a bit of its degree. It won't say that's the line and I can't go over. As you could see, they had some here, so it will do that somehow. He's going out as well. So look at that. He's doing nothing. He's doing nothing because there's nothing actually there. But he was sending that out at the same time. That was quite funny. We are now obviously bashing this out. Now you see here. Now what this means is they can't put a building there. So he's got to dig this down flat or raise it, depending on what it is. Like there we go. So now he's flattened that out enough to be able to get the fortress on. We'll now start building the fortress, which is good. The well's going to obviously fill up here quite substantially, and it's probably going to deposit some. Yeah, I see. You know, you could probably disable that now because I don't think you really need to do anything. Like the piggery's done. Got this here. Right, just let me clear this. That's still right. This has got none, so we'll get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. This will be the same anyway. So yeah, see the zero there. That just made sense as well because this hasn't got one. This hasn't got one. So they cleared all this up. Once we get this guardhouse done, this will open up. I'll get another wheat for that specifically, and that shouldn't be too bad. Most of this wood's going, so these will go, and it should open up the area quite well. What's that now? Coal found. Coal found. It wasn't coal that I was looking for, really. It was ore. Unfortunately, they're all at that side. Not the side that I really wanted it at, but it'll do. I could... I mean, what I could do is do a bit of recce and follow this around. As we can see here, I've got flags. Follow that around to walk this around instead of walking it through here, which this will have to go backwards, but it's not really that much of a trauma. And we are building our army up. We've got 4 each in there, so we are doing quite well with that. Probably the last wood. There we go. There. No stonemasons done there. Oh, that was our. There we go. So, there's not going to be that. I'm going to wait till they take that down because then I'll take all of this down. Wood cutting could commence, I suppose, on there. It's not going to be that difficult to do. How far do I don't want to go too... I don't want to come down here too much. Now, obviously, this will be a bit different. Now, we could push it here, which I think I'll do. It's enough room... It's enough room to get it in here. But then I'm going to have to... That's what I said. I want it to get to here. You could do it a different way. You could do it from here, maybe, and open up that. Well, that might be a better way. Because I can send that over to here a little bit easier. Then I'll get... you've got to... The thing about the farm is you've got to try and get your roads in quite early because what will happen is when it starts to put the wheat down, you can't use that as a place to put the road. So that's the disadvantage here. Now, that's all trees, as far as I'm concerned, gone. They don't take down the cactus. So we'll get that down. Now you can see the... Well, you can't really see the space yet, but you will see the space eventually. And I'll get rid of that, and that, and that. So that's opened up this area. As you can see, look at the size of the wheat that he can produce, and that's quite a large area for this to do. I'm going to cut this out and then prep up to work out where I want to get it straight there, but I don't think it's going to be an easy way around to get it in. That's just terrible. That's a main road though, but it might serve to put the road down here now because we haven't got a lot of things there, and I could take that one out and then do a nice. Let's. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to cut that back out again. Yeah. I'm trying to do it. You can see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get around to give it space, and it will get space in a minute. That barracks can be connected. Get off. That can be connected to here. It's going to be a bit finicky, the connections on me, but it's not too. That's now opened up that area. We'll actually take this down and. Oh, I've just done that. Why did I do that? I just got rid of the thing that I didn't want. Oh, hell's fire! That's not what I wanted to do. We're having a do today. Actually, that's slightly better. Slightly better area now. I wanted to come downwards because normally you wouldn't go there because normally you want to put something in there. But the way that obviously, I'm trying to get in the green when I'm sending because obviously it's faster. But sometimes you don't. It's not easy at that point because I wanted to go straight into the brewery. Again, this area will open up. Once the wheat takes hold, it'll do quite well. The fortress is coming up, which is obviously the biggest military building that we've got. There's not going to be that much. There's only this little bit here to be mined out, and then that's done. Obviously, I need to. Like I said, we need these greens. The green, well, that's a light green, so it's not as bad. But if we can get the darker green, it's the pathing is faster. Like that. But that's not too bad. And then the woodcutters will cut this down, they'll cut that down, and maybe get into here. And it just cleans all that up. And we got some then more wood again. We're not doing too bad. It's taken a little bit. There we go. So there's no more here. So we'll take that down. Take that down. Take that down. We'll take that down. Because we can't do anything. Because there's nothing to do. And that opens up the area. I mean, this would have been great for a farm, but I wanted to get the farm going. And normally you'd want to do the farm as early as possible if you've got the room to do it. And you've got, obviously, the tools. Because, obviously, you either need to have the farmer or the tools to make the farmer, if you like. Because in some of these, you won't get... I guarantee in some of these, you won't get the tools to make it. And you'll have to make the tools first to get the, get the thing going. If I've connected that, that means I don't need this at all. So them helpers are going to go back again. That opens up that quite nicely. This isn't too bad. I could probably send... It would make more of a sense because don't forget that this isn't going to ever be used as because, they're not anywhere near here. I'll then take out that just to give it a bit more room. Like I said, the farming needs so much room because of not just the farm being there. It just needs it because of the way it is. This will produce quite a way up, but that's our anchor anyway for these douchebags. I'm not planning on going over there, but we may have to go over there eventually. And we got a quite substantial amount of room, and that would be the potential for a fortress, I think, or even a watchtower. Obviously, the watchtower is smaller, and it will have less. Once we get the brewery going, we've already got this, this going here. We're running out of coal, though. That's Achilles' heel here. And now I've got the coal. I've got some more coal coming, but I think it's the food. Yeah, see, it's the food. We just don't have the food. We don't have the food stock. Come on, get me wheat. That's why I want to send that to that. And then once this start, well, yeah, now he's gonna start. He has no thing whatsoever. You see what I mean? Then now I can't connect that road whatsoever. Which means I probably can't get this going, which means if I want a well, I'm going to have to work it backwards. But it's not going to be too bad. I mean, that's now the water. Yeah, they're going to feed this, and then that's going to go straight into there. Yeah, see, we've got that going. I've got 7 in water, so that's not too bad. This is going to take a time to get the brewery, but this wheat farm will still feed that one until this is get going. Now we've got this here. So I'm not too despondent yet. These things, the fortress takes a massive amount of time to build. And the trouble is you can't get multiple builders on it either. It only is one. So building another mine is probably a bad idea, but still. But this will help. Obviously, this will do the smelter. It's not so much. I don't think it's the coal actually. I know we haven't got any coal. We haven't got any. We haven't got any anything. Here we go. Our guys are coming out now. I think we get 9 in there. I think it's 9. You'd normally do a fortress if you'd want to do gold, because obviously if you can get gold, then you can make them stronger. And I'm keeping an eye on this. So 15. I think one just went over because we did some brewery. Yeah, we just got this 6% here, so that's not too bad. That's the same if I select the S key. It just tells me that. We've got 7 still. I'm just keeping an eye on the water situation because these two both need water. Now we got the wheat going. This'll service what we want. That's pretty good. This can go. You can see the area that you can relatively make with this here. Now it's really, but obviously it's not any use. Well, now you can see this is the closest. That's where the cross is on. Yeah, so we got this here. We can do a bit of fighting. We've got up to 7 now. Obviously, I could make a watched. It'd be nice to make something that's bigger. I can't make anything that's bigger at the moment. What you want in his area, like here, that's the watchtower like this. This area, and it'll put there's not a lot of flat ground here. That's the problem. I can't see them. it would be best for the guardhouse to be there. It's a bigger, instead of the barracks. Barracks only holds so many, where the guardhouse sort of holds a few more. You want to try and get as decent military around to situations where you are. I'm going to use this as in a minute. Once I've got the stable wheat going on the brewery, and it's not that stable at the moment because obviously it's having to send that down, which then it's doing it for the piggery. To thing, you see what I mean by the area. You can see this area of influence there. Obviously, this ruins is in the way, and it would have been better to have it maybe further up. But you want to get it going as soon as you can. That one of the buildings, because it takes such a long time to get wheat going, it's one of the early ones that you really want to get going. But obviously, you want the area. There's no point just shoving it anywhere where you're only going to get one bit of wheat because it takes a long time to build anyway. But I am enjoying this. Like I said, it has been a long time. It's been 2018 since I played the first version. And this doesn't look that much different to the first version. Obviously, they've made tweaks and things, and I can't remember. I think it was only a year. I mean, this is done by one person. This is what you've got to realize that this. I don't know how many versions he did on his own. It was probably at least these two, and the reason why is if you look at the third one, I think the graphics changed quite considerably, and that's a lot for a person. I've always said this, being in the programming word, a programmer, an artist can be a programmer, but a programmer can't be an artist. And I know that from facts. I can tweak, I can do bits. If you look at PixTV, there's images there, and the logo's done by me in Illustrator, which is the most frustrating program I think I've ever. The old Blender was the name, so. But that to me is actually how it is. These years ago, and I mean, this was phenomenal done, and it doesn't happen. That doesn't happen anymore. One person doesn't create a game like this. It's a very big game, logistic challenges and all sorts. In that you can imagine how this the game is. This is why it doesn't get the recognition I think it deserves. It does in a lot of respects in the Amiga community, certainly the first one. But they changed too much as they went through, and I think that's the problem. When I get this guardhouse going, we are going for a bit of fighting. I think it just makes sense. I've only got two here, and obviously, until they pull the finger out, until we can get some wheat going in here. How much we've got for? I'm going to turn this back on again. And get him to start doing the well, because obviously if I don't start getting to do the well, this is full though, and this is it's empty basically. We'll get the wheat in, but we won't actually be able to get any pigs going. So that's why I wanted it here to get the water there, and then they didn't have to travel. But that is where it is. That's going to be no good. So I wanted to get that to there, but I mean, obviously you could do a round robin that way. Come on, guys, get me thing built, and then we're going out to do some serious thingy. Then I'll put something in there because I don't know what's beyond this. See, that's a nice connection. That's nice straight line. The Romans would be very happy with a nice straight line. I mean, like I said, they've got the different campaigns, but it's not that massively different to the first one. Obviously, the characters and the thingies have changed. But you got the Roman, and I think we got the world. some people started on this version. So this would obviously would have been a PC thing and no Amiga, which is really disappointing. But I understand by that time the Amiga was going down. It was finished. You know, unfortunately, Commodore had chucked it to the ground, and which is unfortunate because obviously we as people as buyers and things we love the Amiga. You know, and if you think about it logically, if they'd have done it right, we'd have had Pommy Amigas, not PCs. That's how big they were. I mean, they were a lot of the stuff they were doing. I mean, I think they were doing an advanced to the advanced chips to the advanced chipset that we know what the 1200 are compared to the 500. And the 500 is a beautiful machine. There's even though the 1200 is more powerful, and we're not talking about the bigger machines, the 1000, the 2000, the 1500, and the 3000, the 4000. The 4000 was the machine to have, but it was ferociously expensive. We're talking thousands and thousands, and people like us at kids couldn't afford that. That was like luxury. That if you could get on your hands on one of them, then you were like made. Because to work that fast, we're talking chips at a gigahertz, and now we're talking in megahertz. We're talking 7 megahertz, and now we're in gigs. It's ridiculous. But you've got to have the right support, and the other problem with the Amiga is there's a lot of custom chips in it, which obviously PCs don't have. And that's obviously and despite what people don't particularly like the guy, and I do. I think he's the sort of guy that I would love to meet is Bill Gates, because whether you like him or whether you loathe him, whether whatever, he did push the industry on to what we not what we have today, because we unfortunately we've got people in charge now that just you know I don't like to be disrespectful and I don't like to be thingy, but really, I hold my hand in the hands of the later Windows we've got now. I don't say the swear word, but they are absolutely terrible. I'm using Windows 11 here, and it's not like Windows. I don't see the thing is because we're playing this and I'm waiting for the things to happen. Um, I work off the theory of the KISS theory. Keep it simple, stupid. Um, Windows has got a lot going for it, but the problem is they put crap in it and they force you, and that's not what it's about. An operation should be there. You can have your extra apps like your notepad and your paint, and they're trying to get rid. I mean, paint's a prime example. They're trying to get rid of paint, and it caused massive problem. Well, we get rid of paint. Nobody's that we do. I mean, even me, I'll occasionally copy something to paint because the stupid other program that you use just won't have it. Copy it to paint, fine. You know, even the things down to the created a 3D model. It's in Windows 10. And some of the models that I get or I've created, it doesn't like. So I just right click, force it to fix it in there, and it fixes it, and it's fine. It does lines all over the place, but it still works as a printout, as a test print, for an example. But anyway, now we've got more. Let's just start to have three there. We can do three here. And they're coming out from the fortress because we've still got a lord here. And then we got that. Now they should hopefully start to fill this back up again if they're going to be nice. Nice. We need to definitely get this brewery going. Yeah, you see, they're starting to started to go. We've still got 18 in here. Do I delete? Delete. I think this is furthest away. I'm going to put this up to half. I think it might send. Yeah, see? Now we got another one out because I've sent that up to half. We're doing a bit of fighting here. We should, I can't seem going to be that tough. What? That's ridiculous. Hey, I'm not having this. You can have 3 there. I don't think you can have any because we haven't got any attack things. Come on, guys, send them out. Get out. Yeah, we lost. It went down to 6 there. Food is definitely not coming in. How are we doing? We've still got the well going. Now the wheat is going to start coming in. And she's going straight into the brewery. So now it's going to start pumping our stuff out that we want to get this going. And I just have to keep fighting and get this going. We've got only 1 in there, but they are closer. They're going to go to this one, and they should be going to the fortress as well. Ah, there we go. Finally. We got that. Oh, we want this as well. This would be quite nice. We've got 3 there. But they're going to have to fill this back up again. So we're probably going to have to... well, no, we can't do it that way. Probably going for this way then. Don't really like that because it's going to be slow, but it will be what it will be. Let's get these out there. They are coming out more. I'm watching this. Yeah, see, that was what it was. It was the brewery that, like I said, I was playing this. Yesterday, and I couldn't understand why I couldn't get them out. I said, why the hell they're not coming out? What's going on? And that's what it was. I had to go do research because these are the little subtle differences. Although that's a big difference. Is you didn't need to do that in the first version. You just got the things, and then they converted as and when, and they just think these will go down as I'm getting more beer. I mean, we shouldn't really be having drunk soldiers, though. But in this game, that's just the way it goes. We now got a full. We got a full Raki again. We are in the 3, so we perfectly fine to. We should. Yeah, we got the 9 here. Let's do 3 there. Let's do 3. Let's do 4 there. What I can do is get it and take it back down again and go back because they're not going to have any gold. They're not going to have anything to. And then obviously, if I take it back down, they'll get that land back. But we'll obviously get. I'm sending the strongest out, but it's not going to make too much of a difference. What? You never said the natives are restless, but right. So we got this. That's pretty good. Again, we'll connect that up to our thing here. I don't really want, and obviously that's a 2. That is a 1. This might go down to less, so we're gonna have to be careful. So hopefully this is going to send. Yeah, see, now we're getting a lot more. Now we got to 11. It's going to be a bit difficult here because we just don't have the food. Don't have the food stock to be able to get enough to the. I've done too many really. It probably would be a better idea to take out a coal. In fact, probably turn that off. Let's say turn that off. but we're going to have to. So that way, we won't, I think they don't send anything in. Let's get rid of that. The watchtower obviously has got something in here. It's under construction, so I might not even finish that. Yeah, we got this. It would be worth. I think it's going to be worth connecting this up anyway. I was going to get rid of it, but it looks to be they're a bit more tougher than I was expecting they were going to be. These are obviously not as decent a stone building as these, and they allow 3, so that's their form of barracks, I suppose. Now the watchtower, because obviously the watchtower can hold more. I haven't decided yet where I'm going to link this watchtower, because obviously I don't want them to go too far. As we get in the brewery going, and as this obviously going to cut, it's going to go straight into there, which then I don't know how many it needs to be per soldier. As now, as you can see here, this has got less, but I did do the. I might even set that up to that'd be because that'd be full as well, which would obviously give us more. Well, we've got something. What's that then? Oh, that's the watchtower. So that's come out. So really, that's just to protect that area, but I don't think they're going to fight at that anyway. And we certainly haven't got them there. We got the 3 here now. Obviously, like I said, this because I put this for this in high, we've got 8, and it's still not full yet. So we've still got more that we can put, because that's the 3 levels. A bit like the 3 seashells of Judge Dredd. Is it Judge Dredd? Yeah, I think it's Judge Dredd. I quite like the Sylvester Stallone version. I don't mind the other version actually, the Carl Easy version. I didn't particularly like it to start with, and then I've watched it a few times. Like, do you know something that's not actually that bad? But yeah, I think games these days have lost a lot of their charm. There's something really wrong with a lot of the games that a lot of games are the big brands that I mean, not necessarily the indie titles. The indie titles is obviously, these days there's not the bedroom code that there used to be back in the day, but you could almost class the indie titles now being that in that ilk. In fact, actually, that'd be quite nice to get because I think I'd be able to keep that because I think that is food. Let's do 3 there. Let's do 3 there. Like I said, because I'm filling this up, I'm trying to get more of the nights out. As soon as I do a brew, yeah, see, we're getting less and less. So we do not care. That would be, let's say, 2. That would be 2. That would be, yes, 3. I'm trying to smash as much as this as I can. That would be 2. There we go. We got that. Did I get the... No, I didn't. It took all that out, which is blooming unfortunate, but never mind. I was trying to get the food. The food there was the thing that I was looking for. But apparently that wasn't happening. So I can do another. No, that's only going to give me two. I'll probably get rid of some of this because I don't really need. It looks as if they're up at this area, not up any other the other areas. I could probably get rid of this one, but it's only holding a one. Yeah, you see, there's no food in there, so it must be sending it to here. I'll I'll disable that one as well, and we'll only be running off these two to get the food going. Delete, 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 delete. We got that eventually. Took a little bit of a time. Doesn't look as if they are they're anywhere near what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the gate. You see, that's what I'm looking for. I assume that's what it's on about. That like before that. Yeah, this is only a two barracks. So they've got like a three barracks like this is a three, and the other one's a two. We didn't get that unfortunately, but I've got a five there. Let's send out a three. Let's send out. Oh, we can only send out a one. That's not great. Yeah, the path and getting more flags on when the soldiers doesn't really make much of a difference. It doesn't have any effect on that. We are, like I said, we're struggling to make obviously the next one. The good thing about doing a two, it should do one of one and one of the other. But it's a coal. The coal is the problem that we don't have. And I don't have the food to be able to. I'm still struggling with this. I mean, we could get another one. That wouldn't be the worst idea. It's finding a way to be able to link it in. That's fine. No, that's not what I wanted to do at all. That will do to put the flag there. Put the wheat again. The farm will have to go there. That's not too bad. It's not great, but it's doable. They've got a bit more of an area. In fact, actually, the pig farm would be better served coming down here, wouldn't it? Actually, because that's the way we're sending it. Send it away from this. It doesn't matter in a lot of respects that it's slow. It's it's in the red because you're not sending out tons of these. That's why I'm building another one. It will build this backwards, so it'll have to do it in the area, but it's something to carry on with. We've got only still one in there, which is a bit of a problem. But can't do anything because we cut that off. This can't do anything, so I'm sort of planning on getting these back again because it doesn't look to me as if that's anywhere decent. It looks as if the main building is around here somewhere, or the gateway is what I'm looking for. We've got the three. I may be wrong though. It won't be the first time. Although it does look, it did say north. Well, this is north. What have we got? We've got 8. Let's do 4 there, and let's do the other 4. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's do 3 there. So we're going to send out all them in a recce party and try and take this down. And obviously the inhabitants are not going to be happy about that. But I think 4 soldiers should be enough to take this back. Okay. And that's 1 gone. Our soldiers are rubbish. I mean, they got a wooden thingy, for Christ's sake. What are you doing, man? Right, that's there. Well, hey! Here's in terms of fires, but they have a catapult which must be destroyed. Perhaps then we can. So we need to get rid of the catapult. That catapult could fire at us. See what it's going to do. It's probably going to fire at us. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. And let's send all what we've got to this one. Once it's sent out, it doesn't matter that they're sending the catapult. So the catapult needs stone. We'll probably lose this. Yeah, you see. But we've already sent out the soldiers. So that's okay. They can't get that now. I'm sending as many soldiers out as I can to take this catapult out. Like I said, it looks as if I've cut off the main build. This isn't doing anything because obviously there's nothing there. The main building must be here somewhere. It's got to come over there where they are because obviously. How are we doing with the soldiers? We down to 4. Probably should have had a lot more. Probably should have built a farm, even though it wasn't the greatest of places to put a farm earlier on. We're now getting going. There's no water in there either. That's another kidney seal. There's only one well. There's only one well left. Yeah, we got a catapult. Now, obviously, we can build the catapult now. And we can blast their building, but I don't know. That's their fortress. You know, their headquarters, I should say. And we need a. It's going to have to be a 2, I think, to be able to do that. The slight disadvantage is that is a long, long way away from. This building can't do anything because it's not connected to the main road and the headquarters in that respect. It can't do anything. This one can't do anything either, so they can't send out to do anything. This would definitely need to be connected somehow to our situation here. And we're going to get this. My idea is that this is a lot of wood. Not that I want the wood, but I want the space to put the catapult in. And I think there's two ways of winning. One, you get rid of the natives, and two, you obviously find a gateway. I think. There's no more. The thing is, there's no more. There's no more buildings here either. So I'm going to speed up the. We speeded up the game. We've only got, obviously the brewery's doing quite well, and the only disadvantage is we haven't got a lot of coal. We haven't got a lot of any. Well, we haven't got a lot of anything, to be honest with you. We got a massive amount of stone. I don't think I've ever had that much stone in the entire game ever. I think these are, yeah, so these are gone. I should have taken these down ages ago because they were no use. Like so, and like so, and like so, and get rid of that. So that's all now, but you know, that's an area of farming that you could use. But I don't think we were going to be using that. I think we're going to be going to be. What I'm going to have to do though is, because this is a lot of logistics, because I've got the wood cut in, I'm going to need to start thinking about putting flags on. The more flags, it passes the stuff down faster. But obviously now I've got to wait till they walk out and go down. Which is a bit of a pain. We've got absolutely no things now whatsoever. Oh, I can get it in. If we do the catapult, I think it should catapult their building. We can't, unfortunately, make that a primary building. We've got 6. I'm a bit dubious to send them out till we get the catapult going, because every hit, I think, reduces their numbers. Well, that's cutting the trees down, but I didn't really need to cut the trees down. I was cutting the trees down for the cap, but it doesn't really matter. I think this is a farm. I think this is a farm. No, is that a farm, or is it a? Might not be a farm. Yeah, you see, we can see now that they can't get this back to the headquarters because we've got this here. The only other building will be the store. I think it's storehouse, aka storage. Now you see the logistic challenge that it causes, because the further we're away, the longer it takes to do. And that is a long way. And there's no real faster way. Now we got a duck. The catapult also needs stone to fire. I don't think I'm running out of logs either. Or yes, I am. I stand corrected. In fact, we're so out of logs, I don't have any. That you know. But I shouldn't need that many more anyway. I can't see any other building to cut this off. I mean, I've got like 6. But do I send the 6? Because I'm not actually building any more. But the thing is, they don't have another barracks that's close enough, I don't think, to be able to have a go. Because they would have had a go by now. Right, so we got the woodcutters are going to come out now. There's one of them. I don't know whether there's another one. No. No, that one might be one. No, that's a builder. And then we'll be getting the stonemason to come out. Not the stonemason, the I don't know. I don't know what he did use for the catapult though. Whether it's just a helper or what. But we'll find out. The catapult wasn't in the original version 1 either. That was something that was not there. So there is obviously been, like I said, there's been these improvements over the years. Do I just go for it? Maybe. Right, so that one's done, and he'll start chopping the hell out of that. There's no point me going any further with this. You could argue the point that I've got that there, that I might just get rid of this here. And they'll go back to the barracks. The reason why is because they can't get through this. They can't get through this choke point here, so they're not going to be able to get that again. So it's in a sense, it just gets us. It gets us then back again. So they'll come back into our, and the option would be then to build. We can't build a guardhouse there because it's too close. We could build the fortress there. So that would be, big enough to be able to do it there, which then obviously would be close to here. But if I build a catapult, it theoretically should make so much of a difference. The trouble is, there's no other building around, no other barracks to take to be able to open up this. I suppose in a way, if I scouted, maybe that might be the better way of doing it. But we have got, it does, like I said, the longer away, it gets more of a logistical challenge. And now we've got to get these back in. And we know we've got, there's 3, 4. That's quite a lot. That's 5 in. Now they're going to come back out again, and they're going to fill up. They're going to fill up this here, possibly. It's a bit far away though. That's the Achilles here with this. Yeah, it's a bit far away. That's only allowing 2 anyway, so it's probably going to go to the fortress. I can't see. Yeah, see, there you go. I'm right. It's going to the fortress. If we had gold, it would go into there. We don't have gold. We don't have sweet nothing. We've only got 5. Which I'm quite surprised of, even though I've got all this. But it's probably to do with how close they are. This one makes sense. This one makes sense. That one would only be... So you'd only get a couple... Yeah, I suppose. This, obviously, the fortress is so far away now that it doesn't get any buff in the sense of being able to use all these 9 to be able to take that out. But I think I'm just going to go for it because we want to get going. Well, that's only one. Where's the other ones then? Or did I only press 1? Probably only pressed 1. There. There we go. We got a scout. Now that's their main building, so you would theoretically assume. Oh, there we go. Hey. That's it. They ain't got no building left whatsoever. We need to get to this. Until this is gone, then I can't get there. Even I've got even though I've got the catapult now. It'd be nice to know what the catapult needs, though. I think this might be enough to get the ball rolling. Let's put one there. Where can I? Put one there. I'm trying to get this. This is the problem of trying to get there when you're there. That's I'm going to get rid of that and then connect that to that. And I'll do a logistic bit there. So we'll get this built, and this should be enough to get to this, to get to our gateway. That's what I was looking for, the gateway. There you go. Now it just needs the stone, so it gets built in the stone to fire. But we have got a catapult, and I'm not afraid to use it. I was expecting them to be a bit more tough in the old thing than they were. Obviously, I could have changed this. This is obviously the furthest away, which is 1. This is the where the fortress is. In fact, the fortress may be on. Oh no, it's still there. That's why this is full. You'd have to build another fortress and then get the thing, but we don't need to build anything. We just need to get ourselves to this, and then we should be finished the game. On this chapter. I think I could have done this a little bit better. I probably should have preempted put in the, not some of the piggery, but the farms. The farms are the farms are the Achilles heel in this game. In a lot of respect. But I hope you enjoy this. I know it's a long thing, and I assume you sat there potentially a cup of tea in your hand and you've got your tablet in your hand or your phone and you're scrolling through and then listening to what I'm saying. And I know I know from some of the casters that have said that people watch these things when they're wanting to fall asleep. Which I can understand, not that I'm saying I'm boring, but it's the idea is to be relaxing. As long as I don't shout and get too excited, if you like, it shouldn't wake you up and think, oh, what's he doing? What's happening? And then that's it, you're back again. But anyway, yeah, some of the stones going in there. I just need them to build this thing, and we're on the board. Yeah, see, now they're coming up with this now, so that's good. A lot of these trees will be all gone within no time at all. Probably this will get built by the time the trees will get done. What I'll do is, because I don't think I've actually got any thing in there. What we'll do is because now we know that we're not going to lose, because the military they've come out, as you can see. Now they've got 1 in. This is because when this gets built, I didn't have enough. When this moves, we'll be able to get to it. I can't get to it because I haven't got the land to get to it yet. That's the only thing. And like I said, I cut this off. That's why once I'd realised that this was cut off, and I could tell by this was getting left there, I didn't even bother with this. There's just no point bothering with it, because I know that you cannot come out and fight if you're not connected to the headquarters. So, and obviously this here now is a 1. Most of them will be a 1. Well, no, this is because this is the enemy, obviously. So this wouldn't be a 1. Even though that it's... they've got nothing. And they have got nothing. Now we get it. Now we're actually finally getting both of this lot filled up. It's taken all this time to get it done. See what I mean by the farms are one of the most important. The trouble is, you have to have logistics for the farms as well. You have to have the food, you have to have everything going and the space to do it. Although I suppose you could do it and then cut, if there's a lot of trees around, you could do it and then, cut around, get the trees out, and then that would do it. So these improvements that I can make. And it's technically it's not as if I don't know this game, you know what I mean? Even though this is version 2 compared to version 1. And I can probably get it down to just about an hour and maybe an hour and 20 minutes. They're long games. They're not short games. This is what I'm saying, by all means watch these how you see fit to watch them. But I would imagine a lot of them are gonna watch them, as they're trying to fall asleep. And to be honest with you, I don't mind that because that means if you fall asleep, I do it on YouTube all the time. If I'm watching something, I like to think, oh, strangely enough, this is a Roman campaign, a history match, which is a thing about military, like Caesar and this and that, and I think it's brilliant. And I'll watch a lot of that, and I'll go back and rewatch that he's made all these documentaries on Caesar, and I'll watch all 8 of the episodes put together into one long video, and I might fall asleep, but I'll still watch it, and it's still playing, or it's gone to something else because I've fallen asleep for 3 hours or something like that. But I don't mind as long as you're enjoying the content, even if you fall asleep on the job. There's no faster way. Well, there is a faster way. I'd still have to use a boat, and then we're going back, and sending the stuff through. It would be faster. So there's that. But we're almost to the end of this chapter anyway. That's why I'm talking. I can't finish it, you see. That's the thing. I can't, say, well, that's, they just think, because it won't, and then we'd have to start again. We're just waiting for this. We're waiting for this night to come through, and I think that will be the end of it. A knight. He's not a knight. He's just a private. We will get obviously gold and things, and then you'll see them increase in power. If we'd have had knights to that, the natives would have got obliterated, because that's basically, they're a lot tougher. But the art that the guy did is fantastic art. I mean, to do something, the only other characters remind me of that is Lemmings, and Lemmings was only an 8-bit successor. There we go, you see. Enter the gate. That's it. We've finished. You have successfully completed chapter 2. There we go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. We will see you in the next one. Apologies for it being long, but this is Settlers. This is what it is. And we'll obviously try to improve the timings and things like that. This is what I worry about. But we'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.